What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, this is your man Derek Denham. I'm here with Mr. Reggie Booby Wins on the Rising Stars High School Football Podcast. We happy to have everybody tune in tonight. It's going to be a great show tonight, Reg.
Yes, sir.
We got Mr. Devin Gardner, University of Michigan's finest man. He's going to be tuning in with us tonight and chopping it up about what he's doing, man. Not only what he's done, obviously in the football world, but what he's doing now. He's an Emmy Award winner, man, and proud of Devin. And then we also have a Mr. Kerry Jackson. Kerry has been on the Oakland County Sheriff's Department for 25 years, and he's going to help us straighten out this whole Tyreek Hill situation and give us some pointers out there, some do's and don'ts when you encounter these certain situations with the police. So we're happy to have both of these gentlemen. Reggie Wins, what's good, bro?
What's up? What's up? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff, man. It's time to put it down and give you some informed information. Let Devin talk about this recruiting and what he's doing, and try to give you some informed information about how to act with the police officers so we can kind of save some souls. You know what I mean?
Sir. Yes, sir.
So we here to have a good time. You have a good time. You want to call in. Please do that.
Please do
and
that.
make sure we on point, and we're going to get this party started, baby.
So the first thing, let's dive right into it. The first thing we want to talk about, there was a lot of great high school football in the state of Michigan, and we want to do our little catch-up. Reg, who you want to talk about first?
Game of week, baby.
Game of the week.
St. Mary's and De La Salle.
Oh, boy. I think you were there. I was there. We both watched the game, man. What was your thoughts?
It was a great game. I was impressed on both sides of the ball. I was very impressed with Sante Gasparoni, the quarterback, man, and he ran the show, man. And a guy that caught my eye over there in De La Salle was the Phoenix kid, man, the basketball player. And he caught my eye, and Anthony Batanti, the middle linebacker athlete, was impressive. They was impressive. Coach Roney did a phenomenal job. St. Mary's just made a lot of mistakes, Derek.
Man, I think they had, and guys, don't tear me up at St. Mary's, but I think they had between maybe 4 and I heard up to 7 turnovers.
Yeah.
And anytime you turn the ball over in any league, I don't care if it's midget, pros, whatever, it's going to be hard to overcome that.
No, in St. Mary's, young fella, Jabin, did a pretty good job. Runs hard, man. He just got to figure this out and get ready for throwing this ball more, because he's a big boy. He can run that rock, man. He fumbled a couple times, man, but he's the future. He's a top 27 guy, man. He's the future. He just got to get some coaching up and some confidence. And right now, man, he played well, but not good enough for that game to win. Axel Newell, he was phenomenal, bro.
Yeah.
He threw an interception, ran the ball, made some great throws. His poise was relaxed. Made some plays, but I was most impressed with his defense, man. It did St. Mary's defense, and they played well.
Phenomenal. I was impressed with Axel as well. He's definitely showing the senior leadership that's needed. This is his time right now. And to have the luxury of a young fella like a Jabin Gonzalez come in certain situations, man, that's a blessing. So, hey, shout out to those guys. Axel again is showing the leadership, man. So, and then a few guys I want to talk about, first and foremost, is Reese Hurst.
No doubt.
100-yard TD kick return, man. He showed that speed, that track speed. And, I'm definitely, you and I, Reds, we both, track guys. So I know he's been waiting to get his opportunity. And I guess all I would add to it is, and again, those are my guys over there. So, hope they take this with love. But you got to figure out a way to put that ball in his hands a little bit more on offense.
Well, I mean, I let you do the coaching over there at St. Mary's, but that guy is dynamic.
No doubt.
He can catch and run. And he did a hell of a job at corner. He checked Phoenix and checked DK over there at Desmond King.
Yep.
And he did a pretty good job on that. But you guys are a good team, and everybody's going to be scared of you, especially when coming up next week.
There's no doubt about it, man. And having been around St. Mary's a couple of years now, I think Gonzalez said that after the game, man, they showed that they could play pretty much with anybody in the state. They're young. They've got a lot of talent, man. I want to shout out the whole D line and offensive line. You look at that line that De La Salle had, man. Those boys were some monsters. And what I didn't understand, Reg, when you have a line like that can pound that rock, they went away from it. De La Salle. You know what I mean? And that's just one of those things I looked at. I said, hey, the quarterback is a running quarterback. Let's call it what it is. I know he's got some playmakers over there too, but when you have a team like a St. Mary's that doesn't have the same numbers and the size that De La Salle have, I would have been pounding the ball a little bit more. That's just my opinion. But again, hey, I'm playing, a little quarterback on the sidelines. But
what was impressive was that Mike Lopez kid, number 3 from De La Salle.
Yes.
He hit that sideline.
Yes.
He was off to the races like
Yes.
Carl Lewis, baby. So,
Track guy.
he ran the ball, lost a little weight, man. He was impressive. Sante ran the ball well. Anthony Batanchi, he didn't play a lot of quarterback, but he played a lot of linebacker, and he made some great plays. But this freaking Lopez he's really awesome.
he's a monster. He's got that track speed. I've been seeing this kid for years now.
Mm-hmm.
He's a sprinter, 100-meter sprinter, 60-meter sprinter as well. And his time is now. He's been waiting. I know he's been hurt a little bit. And then Darren Jones, running back for St. Mary's. He ran that rock well for St. Mary's too. So transfer from Lake Orion. He put his head in there, man. He did work. DJ White played well.
Now
go ahead. I know what you're going to say. I'm going to read your mind. Go ahead.
St. Mary's fan and the coach's fan, and I love y'all. But DJ White can run.
Yeah.
He's an all-state track hurler.
Yes, he is.
He's an all-state wrestler. We must use that speed.
We got a track. Look, we got a few 4x1 relays over there on that field, man, with the athletes we got.
But I'm talking about 6'3", 200 pounds that should play DN too because he can run.
He can run. He can run.
And De La Salle D-line did a great job. No, not De La Salle, but St. Mary did a great job versus De La Salle offensive line. And I mean, that young guy, I don't know who he was, number 9, but he was playing his butt off.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just saying to you is DJ don't have to play linebacker all game, but put that DJ down there in. We talking about a 4'6", 4'5" at 6'3", 200 pounds.
Long, yeah.
Now he's just not a track runner. He's top 10 in the country. I mean, top 10 in the state.
In the state, correct.
Come on.
Correct. Well, look, St. Mary's, hey, I'm proud of you guys, man. Obviously, De La Salle is one of the top teams in the state, ranked very high, if not, number 1 in the class. Mm-hmm. So I think for St. Mary's moving forward, man, they passed the test. Next week, they got a tough Catholic Central team who's been surprising everybody this year.
Sam Gash, baby. Sam Gash.
So that's going to be coming into the year. I had marked that as probably a W, honestly, for St. Mary's. So now the test is going to be another big test for them this week.
Well, I mean, CC has been doing a great-ass job over there coaching. They've been put some Ramon Taylor and Justin
Shout out to Ramon Taylor.
Mike Lewis over there. They've been doing a phenomenal job coaching them boys up over there. And St. Mary's got ready because Sam Gash is right now is the hottest fish on the fire, baby. I'm telling you, Sam Gash is 6'1".
Son of Sam Gash, played for the Buffalo Bills.
His name is Samson Gash, but yes. I'm just telling you, this kid can go.
Right.
So y'all guys better be ready for him because he can run. He's a 4'5". He's 6 feet, 6'1". I saw him at Maryland running a 4.52 or something like that. I heard he ran a 4.4. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to convince him to play corner, which he do both for Ramon Taylor over there. Mm-hmm. And St. Mary's, you got your work cut out for you. So, hey, bring your A game, baby.
It's gonna be a great game. Great game. Let's move on. A few, I would say, surprising upsets too. Harper Woods.
Harper Woods was a surprising upset. Nate Rochler, he just got hurt. And Dakota played quarterback. That's not a Harper Woods team that I know. And Coach Odom going to figure it out.
Yeah.
But shout out to Catholic Central. I can't take it away from Justin, man. And they playing their butts off, man, over there. They playing team ball. They running. They feeding his Sam Gash over there, man. And they doing a great job, man.
Sure.
Harper Woods is going to get together. Odom, he's that guy. He's going to get together. And I know he probably ain't sleep right now. He probably fighting. He probably got him running hundreds down 75. You know what I mean? So I know they gonna figure it out and get it tight, man.
Well, here's the thing, man. Now they're the rabbit. I mean, people are chasing after them now. And last year they won a state title. This year they're not gonna surprise anybody. Everybody's ready. With what Coda's doing over there, and then with the quarterback, what he's doing.
Yeah.
Man, so to have the quarterback go down, you take anybody's starting quarterback out of the game, it's going to make it for a different situation. So,
But Nate just got hurt, and Devin Gardner, your Skyler just got hurt too. I'm hoping it's not serious because CC needs Skyler on that program. They got a younger quarterback over there as well.
right.
But Skyler just got hurt, and Nate just got hurt. So I don't know what they're going to do, but this St. Mary's and Catholic Central is going to be a big game next weekend.
Definitely. Let's move on to another game. Who's somebody else you want to talk about?
Divine Child in Milford, man. Shout out to my Drew Lefty Sheraton, man. He played his started at varsity as a freshman, and this kid, man, he's all over social media. He does what he's supposed to do. He talks to the coaches. He is not afraid to compete with the older guys. If he don't compete with older guys, he's gonna get mad. You got to throw him in there. Mm-hmm. But Drew threw for 277, 18 for 22, and they beat Milford. And he's playing his little butt off, man. I'm proud of you, Drew. And you keep grinding, baby, man. And
we said this before. It's like he's been around forever, man.
I know, because he does what it takes to do recruiting. He's on social media.
Right.
He's sending stuff out. He's working out with quarterback coaches. He's doing whatever it takes, and he's posting it. Social media is your friend. Post your activity. Post your workouts. Post your transcript. Whatever it takes to get people to see how you're doing, they're going to look at it.
Yeah.
So, Drew, shout out, man. You guys got a big game coming up. Homecoming, they play UAD. I'm going to make sure I'm there, man. Make that game of the week. Come see down there. Marcello Viti, Antonio Viti, and then John Carlos over there, man. So the Viti family run that Divine Child High School.
Definitely.
But we just got a new sheriff in town, man, Lefty, baby. And we just got to keep grinding, man. Lefty got to keep it going, baby.
Let's talk about Brother Rice.
I don't know, Devin. We got to pray for them, man. He's trying, man. Aaron Marshall's one hard-working coach, man, and Biff is over there, and they're going to get it together. But I'm hoping the parents can stick to the plan and the process of being successful, work through this.
Definitely.
Because they got, Jeremiah Cross. He's a dude. He's a dude now. Mm-hmm. He just got to maintain patience, and we got to figure out a way to get this young guy the ball, bro.
Right.
Because he's a dude.
Definitely.
They have a good team. Stay on course, parents of Brother Rice. Aaron Marshall's a winner.
They're young.
Stay on course.
Young.
But see, everybody want
it right now.
Now, I want to be in the Super Bowl. I want to go to Michigan. I want to wear 98. I want to go and do this.
Right.
Stay on course, fellas.
Definitely.
Because you may not win today, but tomorrow
it's coming.
You're gonna win. It's coming. As long as you continue working hard. All right.
West Bloomfield.
I don't know, man. I don't know. West Bloomfield right now is trying to find their identity, and they don't have an identity right now. They do have a big line. They do have some good receivers. Josh Tate rushed for about 127. Feed Josh Tate. Feed him.
Feed him the ball.
Feed him. Jay Nallo's over there as well. The big lineman, Bo Jackson's over there. Shakespeare, Shake. I don't know what the problem is, but the coaches going to have to get together and collaborate and figure it out because they have a great-ass team. Mm-hmm. But Rochester, man, you can say what you want to say. They well coaching.
Rochester Adams.
They well coached. Every coach. Petrino's the guy, you know what I mean? So
definitely. And
he been my guy. I worked out with 3 of his boys, man, and he's one of the best damn coaches in the state of Michigan.
Every year.
But we need to figure out over West Bloomfield what we got to do to be successful. Now, they went to the quarterfinals, semifinals last year, and they lost 2 games last year as well. You just got to dig deep as a staff and figure out what you got to do.
And they got a young quarterback, though, right?
They do not. Bo Jackson is a senior.
Transfer from CC.
Shake is Jamal Shake's a dual threat, running,
got it.
throwing, he plays safety, kicker, punter, whatever that is out there. He's doing, you know what I mean? So we just got to pray to God and get these guys in order to make the stuff work. So,
well, there's a lot of few teams that we definitely could talk about, but I know we got 2 guests holding And I kind of want to introduce these two great brothers, man. First and foremost, we're going to talk about Mr. Devin Gardner. Devin is, man, one of the best to ever come out of the state of Michigan, Inkster High. Devin has done it all, man. I mean, went to Michigan, did his thing there, had the honor of wearing number 98 for another great player, and Devin Uachai. I know he was an actor, but Devin had the pleasure of wearing that number, man. And I've been knowing Devin since our Playmaker U days.
But what people don't know about Devin, he graduated from Michigan in 3 years.
3 years.
Amazing.
Yeah. Do that. Yeah. You
That's
graduate 3 years in
amazing.
Michigan, man. That's saying a lot.
Because he was about his business when he started college and finished college. He knew summer school. He did what he's supposed to do to get where he at right now.
Right.
And he's been outstanding, man, a citizen, man. I'm just so proud of Devin, man. I've been knowing since he's a baby, man.
Yep.
And he stayed on course, man. And I always say this: I don't have all the answers, but those who listen, they will eat. And Devin ate.
And Devin has worked with a lot of kids with his program, the Go Getters, man. And
Young go-getters, baby. Young
He's worked
go-getters.
with a lot of quarterbacks that we all know. That's in college. Some of the younger guys. I think Drew one of the kids.
No, not Drew one of them, no.
Okay.
No.
But he's worked with a lot of kids.
Dante Moore, my baby DeQuan Finn, Skyler, Mitchell out there, Von Mitchell. I mean, he goes down there, but Devin is particular. If you about committing to you being great, Devin would take you.
And here's the thing, Reg, and you and I was talking about Devin when we booked him for the show. Devin is the epitome, man, of being a great athlete, quarterback, did his thing at Michigan, played pro ball. But now Devin is dominating in another arena,
Oh, yes, Lord.
the television arena. Devin has won a few Emmys, man, in television for broadcasting, man. And I'm proud of him. I mean, I see him. I mean, I'm like, damn, he's everywhere now. So he's showing you, that you can be an athlete, but you can also go on and do other things outside of football or whatever sport he's playing. So I want to bring Devin in now. Mr. Devin Gardner, what's good, bro?
What's happening, man? It's good to see y'all guys. I love what y'all doing with the show.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get into it.
Let's do it. Devin, go ahead, Reg. I'll let you start it off.
No, I mean, Devin. I mean, talk about your young go-getters a little bit. Just tell them what you're doing and how you're doing with that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for, well, probably, I can't even think how many years now. I mean, all the kids so funny because, I was little Deuce. You remember Andrew Knight? He
Yes, sir.
came. He was one of the original kids at like 8 or 9 years old, and he drove to workouts without his parents. I remember the first day he drove without his parents. I said, "Where your parents at?" He said, "Oh no, I drove." I said, "Oh my goodness, what has happened, man?" Right? So, time has kind of gone by fairly fast, but we're just a group of hardworking people. None of the extra stuff. Just doing everything you can, leaving no stone unturned to be not. I mean, obviously, good football player is in there, but it's more about being a great man, right? Mentally and physically hard, right? Tough, and that's what we stand on. And through that process, they, obviously, you guys have seen it. They get really good at football, but it's not really about that, man. If they didn't get good at football and they got hard and was able to go through life and become what they want to become, because of the process of becoming a quarterback or becoming a receiver, and just because if you become a receiver in my group, it's basically just as hard as becoming a quarterback, right? The expectation is so high. And if you can do that, I'm just telling you, life is it's not going to always be cake, but you will know how to deal with the hard times,
Yes,
and
sir.
it's been a overwhelming success. I never would imagine the kids would kind of gravitate to it and kind of change their thought process when they think about failure and hard work, right? They enjoy it. Like right now to this day, I'm on the road all weekend, calling games, and we work out at 5 o'clock in the morning before school, right? So these kids are getting up at
Wow.
5 o'clock before school, Monday, Tuesday, getting it in as hard as we can, and then they're going to school to learn and do that piece. So it's a well-rounded thing, and it's so fun, man. I'm a lot more busy now, but those are like my best times during the week. Obviously, watching film and all that, and talking to these coaches at all these different schools is cool. But getting a chance to watch these kids sacrifice, because I'm just telling you, I don't want to get up at no 5 o'clock in the morning. But but I know it's important for them to understand sacrifice,
Yes.
and I can still understand it even better, right? So I sacrifice, get my butt up at 5 a.m. and we get to it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. No, you.
nobody better for kids to learn that from, Devin. Like I said, you were one of the best in the state and in the country coming out of high school, man, and you went to Michigan. Dad, I do want to ask you a question though, and we won't address Michigan too long, but going to Michigan, having the success you had, um, what was the guy's name? Number 98. I can't think of his name because I don't want to.
Tom Harmon, our first Heisman Trophy winner.
That's right. So you had the honor of doing that. Talk a little bit about that, man. How that went about, and chime in on
Yeah.
that.
So the thing is even when I was a high school kid and Reg knew me,
Mhm.
like I was extremely confident and whatever, but I was a little arrogant. I think I wasn't I wasn't, and I'm just being honest. I wasn't the full person that I need to be,
Mhm.
just because I've been so good for so long, man. I started when I was 6, and I was a starter from that time, and I was not like just a regular starter. Like I was good the
Right.
entire time. I never really had that chance to not be good or anything like that, and just be humbled for the most part.
Mhm.
Um, but going to Inkster with Coach Carter, and
Yes.
and I won't give him too much credit. It was more his wife, Mrs. Carter, right? Just kind of let me know that it's not okay, right? Because she had seen a bunch of talented players. Obviously, everybody knows Coach Carter's pedigree and all the great players he's
Definitely.
coached,
Yeah.
and she's seen it before, right? And so she pulled me to the side and was active in helping making me, the person that I'm trying to make all these kids that I'm working with today, right? Just being a complete full person, right? So when I'm at the University of Michigan, and at a point, they come to me and ask me to wear this number. What they thought of me and Tom Harmon's family, which is
Mhm.
Mark Harmon and
Mhm.
whatnot from NCIS. What they thought of me was I was similar to his dad, or to Mark Tom Harmon, as far as great athlete, right? But all the other stuff, right? In the community, I'm at Mott Children's Hospital every single Thursday, right? Visiting with all the sick kids, and making sure that they know that it's an athlete out here and we're not all the same, right? I'm just
No
trying
doubt.
to, make somebody laugh, and trying to make their day, right? And that's the little thing on a Thursday after practice and whatever. But being that complete person and athlete, they
Mhm.
thought that I was that, and so it was a great honor. It was a great honor to get a chance to wear the jersey, and the night that they broke it out against Notre Dame,
Mhm.
115,000, the biggest crowd in the history of college football on American soil. It was amazing, and I'm glad I did it, right? Because I was real hesitant, but the first person I called after they asked me, because I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. 98, that's weird, you
Right.
know.
Right.
But
Right.
but I had to call somebody that was a little more seasoned, a little more poised, a little more wisdom. I called Denard Robinson, and
Uh huh.
and he was like, man, for sure. He didn't even think. Man, you better wear that. They'll never forget you, right?
Mhm.
And so then I got a different perspective of like, this ain't just about some jersey number, right? This is much bigger than that,
Absolutely.
and I think it was one of the best decisions I made.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Rob. I got some more for.
I mean, well, we wanna. While we got Devin, let's go into the Tyreek Hill and talk about a little bit of that while I carry you on this line.
Can we do one more thing?
One more
One more
thing.
question.
Yes,
One more
sir.
question. So, again, Devin, you being a black quarterback, man, and sometimes we get stereotyped. You know exactly what I mean. Being an athlete, so to speak, and
Yeah.
take a kid like a Jabin Gonzalez, man, that's over at Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Uh, right now, he's an athlete. He runs the ball a lot, takes a lot of punishment. Um, so, and I know people probably questioning, probably his maybe throwing the ball. They probably look at him more as a runner. What would you say to someone like him? And then I know his dad that played in Michigan. He was an All-American quarterback. He ended up transitioning to receiver. What would you say to someone like a Javen Gonzalez? What advice would you give him?
Well, first, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. First of
Mhm.
all,
Sure.
right? The best thing about a quarterback is if he can win, right?
Hmm.
So if you find a way to win, however you get it done, right? That's you're on the right track, right? Because it's hard to win. It's very hard to win. So if you can find a way to do it, you do it. However, being a quarterback, and getting labeled that way as just a runner. I was that guy, right? I
Right.
remember 9th, 10th grade. I was the great athlete, but he really, he never gonna get ranked real high just because he can't compete as a thrower, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so that I am a big time self-motivated guy, right?
Right.
And so I find a slight in anything too, right? Anybody that says anything about me or one of the kids I'm working with, or if you out of line, I take it as a personal attack on my
Yes.
character. And that's a lot why I've been able to come successful, right?
Yes.
So if I'm him, well, I was him, so I'll tell you exactly what I did. I got, just like these kids are getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, actually 4:30, to get to Inkster High, which is very far from the east side, and I'm sure you guys know,
Sure.
right? To get there early in the morning before anybody get there and throw and work and throw and throw. And at that point, I didn't truly know what I was working on, but I knew that work would work, right? And so work early in the morning before school. And at that time, my hygiene wasn't great, so I didn't bring deodorant. Inkster ain't got no showers, right? So it was a sacrifice of like, you probably gonna be stinking a little bit,
Right.
but you have to do this because you have a dream, right? And so after all that, I go to the Nike camp, and I'm nothing like they thought I was. Now, am I perfect? Am I finished product? Absolutely not.
No.
But as a passer, I'm much better than they thought I was, right? Then I get invited to the Elite 11, all those different things. And then when I go out to the Elite 11, I learn a lot, right? Because you remember back then, there wasn't a whole bunch of quarterback guys when I was coming out, right? It was just me learning how to play quarterback, and Coach Carter telling me, don't let the other team touch the ball, which is great coaching, because if they don't touch the ball, you play quarterback very well.
Right.
But there's more to it. And so I learned a lot at the Elite 11. And from there, now I knew how and what to do. I knew what to do and how to do it. And so I went back in those 5 a.m.s, got very intentional as far as learning all the things I need to do and working on all the things I need to do that I had learned at the Elite 11. And so that was what really helped me turn the corner. And I was already a dog. Like everything else, I had it, right? And everybody say, run track. I never ran track, but somehow I was much faster than everybody else, right? I learned to get away from people and beat angles and things like that. But the passing thing was something that I just had to learn. I just didn't know what I didn't know. And then once I learned, I did my due diligence to make sure I got it done. And so if I'm him, right, you got to leave no stone unturned in your pursuit of your dream and getting it done, right? It's in 2024, there is no excuse for you to not be able to be a adequate passer, because there's so many opportunities out here to develop yourself. I mean, I remember it's a quarter. I do UFL with Fox.
Sure.
It's a quarterback in the UFL that signed with an NFL team this year that learned how to play quarterback through YouTube.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Everything is accessible to you, right? So if you really want to, right, just like, parents say, I want my kid to go to a good school and all that. And I understand that. But if you want to be a good student, you want to be smart, you'll be smart at any school. You can go to school of the deaf and the blind, and you will be perfectly fine if you really want to seek out the information and learn. Now, obviously, great teachers help and all that kind of stuff. But if you got that kind of burning desire inside you, you can get it done, right? And so if I'm him, get it done, right? And everybody's saying whatever they're going to say. Even when you get really good, they're still going to talk crazy. People talk crazy about me all the time. And you rattled off all the things that I've accomplished, and
Yes, I have.
we can't even we're going to be here all day if we go into it. And that's just being honest.
Right.
But people are always going to have something to say.
Yeah.
So do it for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Change your life and make sure that you leave no stone unturned in pursuit of your dream.
And Devin, the kid is young. He's just a sophomore, man. And I think it's a little amount of pressure. Again, having dad's the head coach. Dad played at Michigan quarterback.
That's a tough dynamic.
Right. So I'm glad to get your thoughts. Go ahead, Reg.
But I mean, let's continue with Devin. But the crazy part about it is I've been speaking about this for a long time, and Devin has not said the word that I want to use. It's the mindset. So you have to change your mindset. You got to get your ass up at 5 o'clock in the morning if you want to be a good thrower. I can tell you, and you guys probably not remember this, Devin was a Heisman candidate his junior year at Michigan. He traveled down to California and worked out some quarterback. It's just your mindset. Please stop trying to get something and you don't put the work in for it.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
try to get a Power 5 offer and you don't do a Power 5 work.
yeah.
Hey,
Well,
Reg, you killing me, man. You killing me with the Heisman deal because, you know, right after I was a Heisman candidate, we found out we can't block a soul. So it just broke my heart, man.
No, I'm sorry, but I remember I was always there around him, man, and
Yeah.
just encouraging. But Devin speaks volume.
Mhm.
And my question for you, Devin, why are you so successful?
Yeah, I mean, you're doing it. You got the Emmys, everything. What's the secret sauce,
I just
bro?
want to know your secret sauce.
Yeah.
I am relentless in pursuit of anything that I want. Period. Right? I'm not the no guy. Like telling me no means nothing to me. Right? And so, and I'll just tell you guys, it's not nobody knows this. I mean, the young kids I work with know this just because I try to be as transparent with them because they look at me as like this superhero of that it's perfect. That's had no struggle, and it's like,
Right.
no, man, not like that.
Right.
Even in my media career, right? So, I can't think of how many years ago it was. Like it was like 5 years ago. I went and auditioned for Big Ten Network, and long story short, I bombed. Right, there were some circumstances that helped me that helped me be bad in the audition, but I just didn't do well. And you know, I'm not gonna blame them, even though you know it's not their fault. But I didn't do well. I bombed, and they wouldn't even return my email, man. Wouldn't even return my email. I'm just, you know, just trying to seek like, hey, how do I do, you know, whatever. And they completely ghosted me, right? And so it was so disheartening. However, throughout my entire life, I've dealt with hard well, right? I've never been the guy that soaks, and I'm a pivot guy, right? I turn to make sure I get it popping. I get it popping right away on the next thing or that same thing, a different avenue, a different way. And so the short answer is I just won't be told no. And obviously we know, obviously 4 Emmys. I'm on the C crew for Fox at 32 years old, right? All these different things. The youngest guy on the Fox roster, you know, but people don't know 5 years ago, they told me no. Big Ten Network told me no. And it's funny that how God works and how life works is because Fox pretty much owns Big Ten Network now, right? And so, you know what I mean? But like when you're told no, you have to keep going, right? Like Reg said, kids aren't fully committed. They like the idea of being a great athlete and being famous and being on TV and this and that or whatever. They like the idea of that. It's cool. It feels good right at the time. But are you cool with feeling terrible, right? People talking crazy about you on the internet, right? You have no idea. You know, I always kind of laugh when quarterbacks and sometimes it's white quarterbacks, sometimes black, and they get on the soapbox and say, oh, well, they gave me death threats. They said they called me, you know, all this. I'm like, man, y'all have no idea. Michigan, it got so bad that Michigan, they was sending letters in there of death threats and monkey and N-word, all these different things, right? And it's just like, I don't think you guys get it. That you sign up for that. If you want to be who you think you want to be, you sign up for that. But the other thing you sign up for is relentless work. It never stops.
Yeah.
And so I use the analogy of being a great mountain climber, and that's what I am. I'm a great mountain climber. And when I talk to the kid, I tell them, okay, you climb a mountain, and people get to the top. Some people get to the top. You don't always get to the top because you got to work hard to get to the top.
Correct.
The only thing that you can look forward to is another mountain. That's it. On the other side of where you get to, it's another mountain, right? And so the idea is not like, man, I need to work on getting to the top of a mountain, right? Whatever that mountain is. I want to be a D1 quarterback. I want to be a D2 quarterback, college quarterback, NFL, whatever. The idea is becoming a great mountain climber, right? A problem solver.
Yes.
Because once you become a great mountain climber, it doesn't matter what the mountain is, right? Oh, I got hurt. I'm done playing. What am I going to do? Oh, this didn't work out. Oh, I got fired from my job. What am I going to do? And so if you take that approach on just being a great mountain climber, there is no mountain that you can't climb. You know what I mean? And you just have to go through the steps of getting there and not think it's going to be a microwave type of thing where it's going to be ready right away. If you just keep grinding, man, I'm an example of it. I grew up in the projects.
Right.
We used to have to boil hot water, take it upstairs, take baths. Like, I am literally all the kids, at least in the inner city, right, that I see, and they got a lot more privilege than I had, but I ain't had nothing. Right, like I said, there wasn't all the quarterback stuff, tutelage, and all that. I tried to teach myself how to be a great quarterback right? Not little league quarterback, like a real quarterback. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was tough. But like I said, even from a kid, I might have been a little arrogant, but I dealt with hard things well. I dealt with it well. And as a grown up, I'm the same thing, and I'm a great mountain climber.
I like that. That mountain climbing, I like that, man.
Even though I won't climb actual mountains, ain't no way.
Right. Well, this is what we want to do. Devin, can you stay on with us on this next?
No. I want it. He got.
I'm at the Kirk Franklin thing downtown.
Okay, he got 15 minutes. So you got to be out at 7:15. I want to finish up with the recruiting with him. I'll come back.
No, so I was gonna tell you, my people a little behind. So you know.
Okay, no worries.
I'm gonna finish up with him. We just do a. So, in your recruiting stage, what information you can provide to our parents about your recruiting process, how patient they need to be, and what to do, Devin?
Well, firstly, you can't put the cart before the horse.
Right.
You can't put the cart. I mean, and when I say that, I mean, you know, so many parents, it's like you want scholarships, but your kid hasn't gotten up at 5 a.m. to work and be the best he can possibly be.
Right.
That doesn't make sense to me. Right. So obviously I got scholarships from everybody and I earned them. Like I can sit here with a clear conscience and say I earned every single one. Right. I worked so hard to get it. And so like now it's just like, you know, because colleges do the favor thing where they throw an offer out, but it's really not a real offer and all that. And so I want to just tell a story, and I'm not going to use names just because, you know, these conversations I have are pretty, you know, you can't be putting it out there. But I'm not even going to say the conference. It's a Power 4 conference. I'm at media day, you know, media day and all that. And one of the coaches at one of the schools, right, recruiting the area around Michigan, have guys committed, right, recruiting guys hard, and I'm doing this air quotes and you'll know why. And so I go up to him, you know, talk to him about a couple kids, just tell him my thoughts on them and my thoughts on them personally, rather than just athlete, right? Because the film will say what it says, but personally, what I think about them, and the coach is like, he has no idea who this is. One guy was committed, and the other guy was a guy that was being recruited very hard, right? Sure. He had no idea who I was talking about. Wow. Right. And so, and I was thinking like, man, that's weird. That's only for today. And then I think, no, it's not. I remember when I was in high school, it was Colorado. They sent every quarterback an offer, but you had never met them.
Wow.
I still to this day haven't been to Colorado. Right. And so when I got to the Elite 11, it was all these quarterbacks and like, yeah, we all got scholarships from Colorado, but we never been. Right. And so even back then, right, I don't know how they got my address, sent your offer. And so, is Colorado really a school that is recruiting me? No. Right. But they just trying to cover their bases, doing their thing, right? And so, and that's Colorado 15 years ago. I don't know what they're doing now, but you get all these offers that aren't real offers. And so what that does to the kid is makes him believe that he's reached his dream.
Yes.
He's reached his dream with minimal work, right? Yeah. So if you reach your dream with minimal work, what do you have to say, hey, work harder? That makes no sense. I'm with the kids. That don't make no sense to me. If I reach my dream with minimal work, why would I work harder? I already got everything I wanted. Everything that I've dreamed of and wanted, I got it already, right? And so I just think, because it's not going to stop. The fake offers are going to keep rolling out. That's not going to change. These coaches are going to keep with the relationships, and they're going to keep doing it. It's on the parents and the players and the coaches to make sure that they understand, firstly, you're not really being recruited for real. Everybody gets invited to go to the Michigan game, right? His guys, they're like, you ain't gonna never play in Michigan, no chance. And you at the Michigan with the lanyard, right? And they calling you by name, all that. And so, my advice would be, you have to put in the work. It always goes back to work, man. And sometimes, when I was coming up, obviously, we didn't know exactly what to do. It was some mentors out there to try to help you, but it wasn't enough people that actually had been through it that was willing to give back the information that we need. Right now, it's plenty of dudes to give the real information. I've given the real information to so many people that I don't work with, that I don't train. Right, a real conversation has to be had about who you are, what you're capable of becoming, and what work are you doing to get there. And it can't be feelings involved. Oh, he hating. I lose my mind every single time I hear somebody talking about how I hated on a kid.
Oh,
Mhm.
God, man.
Uh-oh.
What? Why would I hate on you? I'm the last person that needs to hate on you. I'm doing just fine. You being a good athlete in college or not has no bearing on my existence. Because guess what? You go to a lower level school, I probably won't ever see you. You go to a higher level school, I'm gonna have your games, right? And so it's just a weird dynamic, and that's the world we live in, where everything, all criticism, all now I can see if it was criticism from someone who hasn't done it. That's weird. You can't just criticize somebody without the credentials, right? You got to
Right.
have your credentials showing. Just like when you go to a game, you got
Correct.
to have your credentials first
Come on.
before you start
Come on.
criticizing. However, somebody that has the credentials trying to give you constructive criticism,
Bingo.
I mean, if you don't take it, that's on you. If you take it as disrespect or you take it as hating, I don't have nothing for you. I mean, and you're gonna stunt your growth, right? I've watched a lot of high school football. As you guys know, I love high school football, especially in Michigan,
Right?
and Little League football.
Mhm.
I haven't seen anybody, maybe one player, that is good enough to just roll their helmet out there. We don't have those type of people here.
We do
Right?
not.
Everybody here who's going to be successful has to work their butts off.
That's right.
Now, you go to other places, it's people that's like, you were made in the lab and you don't matter what you do. So
Right.
I can't even tell you nothing because you're going to be just fine no matter what.
Right.
And maybe even it might come to a point, but that's going to be way down the line when you are already a pro. You're going to be a pro, and then they'll probably find out you don't work hard.
Right.
But we don't have those type of humans walking around the state of Michigan.
No, we don't.
And I just don't understand why the work isn't first and why all the attention is first. I need to build a brand. I need to be on all this. You got a brand, but you ain't got no game.
Devin, do you mind if we open the phone lines and somebody out there? I know somebody wants to call in and ask you a question. Maybe one question. Do you mind?
Yeah, sure. I like I said, my people late. I be on time. I get prepared. And they late. I ain't about.
So let me open the phone lines.
Wait, then go ahead.
The phone number is 248-905-1128. 248-905-1128. Go ahead, Reg.
I'm just going to add to Devin, and Devin said a word that it cringed me, but he's right. They say fake offers. Now, offers are potentials. It's not a committable offer until you finalize your junior season or become that dude your sophomore season. The problem we're having right now as fake offers or potential offers, they offer you a potential as a freshman. That don't mean you can commit to University of Michigan tomorrow.
Correct.
Especially your freshmen. Freshmen, 8th graders, 9th grader, 10th grader, play football and let your work speak for yourself. Potential offers bring on another offer because they're watching your offers. And Devin is right. A lot of coaches didn't know what the hell they offered because they don't know. Because a lot of times, football recruiting directors can offer you a scholarship. But you have to understand, parents, that is on the potential. Your son is 6'6", Devin was 6'3", ran a 4.5. You have to offer on potential. So you got it. Work. Just work, man. You got to work for 4 years, man, and you can get it. But potential offers, Coach Crowell said the fake offers, I almost jumped on his head. But it's fake, but it's potentials. But if you don't do shit, guess what? You don't get shit.
Right.
Sorry.
Again, phone lines are open. You got any questions for the great Mr. Devin Gardner, please give us a call, 248-905-1128. That's 248-905-1128.
Now, Devin, go back and talk about recruiting tips for our parents. What you can tip, what they got to do. Give me some recruiting tips.
Do's or don'ts. Yeah, what you got?
The one thing that I've seen, I don't know the whole everything that goes into it, right? Reg, you know more than me. But the one thing that I've seen for a fact that hurts kids is their parents on Facebook and social media.
Ooh, Jesus.
It's like, cause I remember, and this happens more, but this is a conversation I had with James Franklin. So I had never met James Franklin before, and I know he knew me just cause we played against each other and all that, but I didn't know him for real, right? And I certainly didn't think that he would be watching social media and all that, right?
Right.
But it was the West Bloomfield game where he flew in on a
Hey,
helicopter, I
Devin,
think.
Southfield. That's
Devin,
Southfield, right?
Devin, I don't want to
Yeah,
cut
against
you off.
Southfield.
We got a caller, so this is live podcast,
And
and
hold-
we can
hold that
pick
thought,
back up.
yeah.
Hold that thought for us. Caller, what's your name?
This is Justin.
What's your last name, Justin? Don't be scared, man. Give us your last name.
Justin Major.
All right, you got a question for Mr. Devin Gardner?
Yes, sir, I do. I just want to ask Mr. Gardner, can you talk about the IQ that it takes to play at an elite level, like at Michigan, and how, like, the playbook, how fast they throw it at you within the weeks of, like, spring camp or, like, fall camp?
Yeah, look, that's a good question. It's a lot. I can tell you that right now. Whatever you're doing in high school, it's not even close, right? And a lot of people flame out because of that. That's why working hard in school is very important. Just because before you actually can show what you're capable of physically as an athlete, as a football player or basketball player or whatever the case may be, before you get to do that, you're basically in school, right? And I'm not talking about school, the school you have to deal with as a student. I'm talking about school in the football building, where you got to learn every single thing in that playbook, side adjustments, scramble rules, the plays, right? It's so many things that you have to learn. And if you haven't learned to learn, right? I'm going to say it again. If you haven't learned to learn, which that's what school is for, in my opinion, if you're trying to be a pro, right? You're learning how to learn. And if you never learn to learn in school, it's going to be very difficult for you, right? Because those playbooks, those adjustments, those, like, so many different plays out of different, like, some people don't even get to the plays to mess up. They mess up the formations, right? Because there's so many formations that you don't even get a chance to do the play because you lining up wrong all the time. And now you're in the doghouse, can't trust you. If you can't line up right, I don't care what you can do because you're not going to be in the right spot anyway, right? And so it's school, and it's tough. It is tough because you got to study your schoolwork, and then you got to study your playbook. And it's not like high school where you got, a couple formations, couple plays,
Right.
got talented players. You really don't. It's a lot. And especially as a quarterback, it's tenfold, right? Whatever you do as a regular player, as a quarterback, it's tenfold. So it's very difficult. And it always kind of bugs me when people say football players are dumb. I don't think they get all the stuff you got to do to
Right.
be the player at that level. Now, like I said, there's like a few humans walking around that's just nice, right? That's super nice, and it really don't matter. But for the most part, us normal humans, all the normal humans, we gotta, like, be smart for the most part. Not super genius, but
Right.
we need to be smart in learning a playbook, and it's not easy.
Devin, I think we got another call. Thanks, caller, for that call. Who's our next caller? Go ahead, caller. Caller, you there?
Yes,
Okay, messing up. All right, so I know we're running for time now. So let's transition.
I want to let him finish up.
Oh, go ahead,
I
Devin.
mean, Devin.
'Cause I
Yeah,
was
so
bringing the
I'm talking
conversation.
to James Franklin, right? I'm talking to James Franklin, and he like, hey, man, I love them workouts you do at 5 a.m. on the hill, man. You got those kids going crazy. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, what you be saying? No, he said, yeah, we watch them in our staff meetings.
Wow.
And so I'm like, wow.
Wow.
Right? They really, like, they leave no stone unturned, right? Especially with the money involved now.
Right.
Right?
That's right.
It's almost like when you getting drafted and they go back to your middle school to see what you did in middle school, just to see what type of guy you are. These college teams have to do that because they're investing real money now through the collectives and what have you. And when he said that, I was like, wow. And I got a bunch of college coaches as my Facebook friends and all those kind of things. So they are on social media. They on social media more than the kids sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you, because you can find out so much. Everybody shares everything. And so if you got parents on social media, whether it be Facebook and you think it's private, it ain't. Right? Instagram, Twitter, you think it's private, you talking crazy about this coach, your son's gonna be in the doghouse and he didn't even have nothing to do with it. Period. Or your son not even gonna get the opportunity to get in the doghouse because he's never gonna get there. So I would caution parents, stop it. I mean, I don't see, just promote your kid and have fun, right?
Right.
Don't just try not to be so critical of situations and things and the language and all that, because the one thing people don't want to deal with, especially if your son ain't the one walking around the earth that got everything and it don't matter, unless he's that kid. It's like we can find another kid that's better or as good as your kid. We almost feel like we're doing you a favor by giving this kid a scholarship. and we're not dealing with a parent, right? They just don't want to deal with it. So that's the one thing I've seen with my own eyes and experience, and said, yeah, I don't think they know that these coaches are really paying attention to this stuff.
Absolutely. And we have to. I mean, parents need to know their role. They are parents.
Right.
I don't need you to advocate for your son when you're getting sent in front of John Franklin. I don't need you to speak. You ask questions for what you need to know. I don't need you to talk about football because that is your son's responsibility. He need to know, do we play receiver or defensive back? He need to understand what he has to do because that is a interview for your son with Coach Franklin or Coach Sharon Moore. So we have to allow our parents to be parents, but allow your kids to start growing the hell up.
Right.
You can't sit out there and do social media for your kid. You got to help. You got parents, you got to help us out because it's destroying your kid opportunity.
Hey man, we could talk about this all day, but we got to bring in Devin. Stay with us. I want you to chime in because I'm sure you can relate to this conversation. Recently, there was a big story about Mr. Tyreek Hill, receiver for the Miami Dolphins. He got pulled over in Florida right before a game, and got stopped by the police, man, and turned into a big situation. So what we want to do, we've got a Mr. Kerry Jackson on the phone. He's one of Oakland County's finest. He's been on the force for 25 plus years, man, and we want to welcome Mr. Kerry Jackson to the show as well. Kerry, what's going on, bro?
Hey, how's everybody doing now?
Hey, man, good. Sorry to have you on hold so long, man, but as you can tell, we had Devin Gardner, man, and we learned a lot from Dev. And, you know, obviously, Kerry, you remember when Reg and I and a few other partners did Playmakers, man. So for us, man, it's like being kids in the candy store again to have them on the show. And welcome to the show, man. Kerry, what would you let's dive right into it, bro. You being a police officer, I'm sure you've come into a lot of different situations, man, that people can relate to as what Tyreek went through. And you being a black police officer, Tyreek being I hate to bring race into it again, but that's what people do. Chime into that situation, man. As Reg wanted to know, what's some of the things, what do you think he did wrong for those other athletes out there? What did Tyreek do wrong in that situation?
For the most part, he really didn't do anything wrong. But I would say this. When you do something, own up to it. That's the best way to get, through the situation. I think Tyreek and the officer themselves kind of escalated the situation instead of de-escalating the situation.
Mm-hmm.
When I pull someone over, I normally let the person that I pull over dictate if they're going to get a ticket or not. Mm. So if I come to the car, I usually say, hey, Deputy Jack Road, County Sheriff's Office, I clocked you speeding at whatever speed you were doing over the speed limit of what it was. And then I ask for your license, registration, proof of insurance. Try to get you your information that why I pulled you over first, and then let you give me your information so we can take care of the situation. Mm-hmm. If you're a polite young man, young woman, or whatever it may be, I usually give you a warning. If you give me lip back and you're fussing about the situation and you won't own up to what you've done, I normally give you a ticket. Mm-hmm. So the best way to deal with everything is be ready for when the officer comes up to your car. Be polite, be courteous, and the officer should be polite and be courteous themselves.
So, Kerry, answer this question for me, because you said Tyreek didn't do anything wrong. So, what's the law? I mean, he rolled his window down halfway or partially way. What's the law on that?
On saying he didn't do anything wrong, as far as, he was speeding. Mm-hmm. So he did do something wrong as that goes. He was speeding down the road. Careless driving is what they called it.
Sure.
So he didn't want to let his windows down. When you have tinted windows, if I approach your car when you have tinted windows, I would prefer you let all of your windows down because we want to be safe just like you want to be safe. Mm-hmm. So if you let your windows down, I can see inside the car. I'm comfortable with that. Mm-hmm. He let his window down. He was mad because he knocked on his window, screaming, "Don't knock on my window." Mm-hmm. Well, if you let the window down when I approached the car, I would have never have knocked on your window. Okay. So, say he didn't do anything wrong. Is that against the law for him to not let his window down? No, it's not. But again, let's de-escalate the situation.
Comply.
Let's not put the officer in a situation where he has to knock on your window. Have your window down. Have your hands on your steering wheel. When the officer asks you a question, just answer it.
Okay.
Now, I want him to de-escalate the situation, but I was disappointed because that was a teaching moment for our kids. Okay, he could have de-escalated the situation in the beginning. I was hurt because we're losing kids at a rapid rate right now because they don't know how to act or respond to officers. Not knowing officers are terrified, right? And all I wanted Tyreek to do is do the right shit, right? Yes, sir. No, sir. Here's my license. Roll my window down and do the proper thing that he's supposed to do just to help our society out because he, know how you look at it, he's a hero. Everybody follow him. Just like the rappers. He is a hero. He's a great football player. And the community loves him. Do the shit right so we don't lose another child in this damn world. Now, the police is wrong, flat out.
Right.
But we got to own up to our own responsibility as human beings. Do the shit right. Just comply. Yes, sir. No, sir. Here's my license. That'd have been a great video. Him saying, yes, sir. No, sir. I understand. I was wrong. I apologize. Boom. He probably would let him go because he know he's late for the game.
So they knew, and Reg, I agree with what you're saying, and we kind of talked about this earlier, but I do have some opposing views to this. You just said the word that they would have probably let him go because they knew he had a game. Well, they knew who he was, right?
I agree. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Would that would happen to Dan? Would that would happen to Dan Marino?
If he'd act a fool, yes.
Well, see, here's my problem. Now, Kerry, you can chime in. Davin, you can chime in. I thought maybe I seen something wrong, but I thought he rolled his window down a little bit. They wanted him to roll it all the way down.
It's a tenant.
Correct. He gave him his idea, whatever. Yes, he was wrong. He was speeding. It was a traffic violation. Okay. He explained, "Hey man, I'm trying to get to the game. I'm woo." My man, you could tell when that cop started talking to him, and maybe he was agitated at that point. But see, where I look at it is, police officers, they're not there to serve and protect as well. Correct.
I agree.
Okay. So he should have did a better job. That officer, look, we've all seen it. I've seen people get out, kick a cop, take the car, try to hit the cop. This guy survives and goes on about his day. No problem. I've seen somebody go on Facebook Live. They're on Facebook Live complying to the officer and still get shot and killed. So what I'm saying is, and I've had this discussion with other police officers in the past, it's two sides to the story because you're going to come into people they could have been drunk, they could be mentally ill, any situation. So you have to, as in my opinion, being the bigger person, hey, once he rolled his window down, hey, look, man, that wasn't the way you're supposed to handle this. I know you late to a game, whatever, but it's the way to do this thing. You don't have to pull a guy out the car and throw him on the ground and do all it, because what if Tyreek would have reacted again at that point? So what I'm saying is, to me, there needs to be a reform of way the policing is done, because and that did not have to be handled that way. And I would debate anyone if that was Dan Marino, Tom Brady, whoever. I don't think they would have did them that way if the same things happened. Devin, what's your thoughts? You being a high-profile guy, what's your thoughts?
Can't hear you, Devin.
Devin, I think you muted yourself.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I agree with the fact that if that's Dan Marino or Tom Brady, there's no chance that happens. 0%. There's no chance. It'll never happen. However, like the officer was saying, you de-escalate it. Like, where we live and what we live in.
True.
Is it okay? We have to act that way? Because like you said, I've seen people act a fool and walk away just fine,
Right.
get their ticket and whatever. So, but we know what it is. right? And it's not going to change. There will be no reform. They made that very clear. There will be no reform on those types of things. And so I don't have a son or anything like that, but all the young go-getters, I look at them as like my children, right? And so they, like I said, they grew up and they're driving now. I don't know what I would do. I would be devastated, right? They got to get home, right? So that's my advice. Get home, right? And de-escalate it that way, because this isn't Rodney King back in the day where they're going to be able to just do all that and they can't do all that unless you give them a reason.
No doubt.
Right? If you just go, whatever, give them your thing, and they can't really. But they try to agitate you. A lot of times I see it. They try to agitate you to get you to react, and now they got a reason because they're scared. They feel for their life, and so just get home by any means necessary. Right? Make sure, yes, officer, yes, sir, no, sir, all those different things, even though it's not a law that you have to do that. And even though they technically work for you, right? You pay your taxes.
Technically, yes.
We know where we live and what world we live in, right?
Right.
And so you just gotta find a way to get home. And the best way, now, you go, yes, sir, no, sir, whatever, sir, and all that, and then they start roughing you up and all that.
It's a different story. Yes.
It's a different story, right?
No.
It's a different story. And now they have no explanation.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
They can't explain that. They can't just get off. They can't just go and leave.
Yes.
Because I'm just telling you, the world's not going to have it. The world's not going to have it, because now you truly have done nothing wrong. Right. You truly have done nothing wrong. You tried to be civil and they wouldn't allow it, right? And so that's just kind of how I would do it. I try not to get pulled over as much as possible. So, but if I were to get pulled over, and I was like joking with y'all, like I just act like a goofball, like I am not threatening, because I'm a big old guy, big dark skinned guy. I can be a threat. I take my hat off. I take my car keys off. I act real lame. That's what I do. That's hard for people. Everybody think they so cool. I act real lame, and I just don't know how I let this happen. I'm so sorry. And because I just want to go home. Right? A lot of people need me. And a lot of people need me, and I can't. I can't let my pride get in the way of me getting home to the people that need me.
And that's my point, is if there's no rules, there's no rules to say these are unwritten rules, but there's no written rules saying to put your hands on the steering wheel. Hey, to do this, to do that, to do this, to do that. There's no, we all know the term DWB, driving while black. I've never heard of WWW, driving while white. So all I'm saying is there's so many unwritten rules. Hell, if it's something we got a binder or something we got to put together of these rules, then hell, we need to put it together and give it to everybody and make it one rule across the board. See? Go ahead, Reg.
I hear you.
Well, that's not happening. That's not happening.
You know it's not going to happen.
No, but I hear you guys.
Perfect world.
But we've been living by this for years. And all I'm asking you guys to do, comply, do the right shit, so you can get home and you can eat them tacos with your mama. Because you're right.
Yeah.
Driving white black, driving white blue. It is what it is. Yeah. We have not Devin, you've been through it in high school. I've been through it in high school.
I've been through it.
So it's no different. So all I'm asking my young followers out there, just comply so you can get home, because they're afraid too, the officers. So just do the right thing.
But Karen, you're on the phone. But my thing is, a lot of situations, I get with tinted windows. But 9 times out of 10, they're the ones with the gun. Why are you scared of me and you got the gun?
Because they don't know. Go ahead, Kerry.
I'll say this.
Go ahead.
I'll say this.
And then we're just having good conversation, so I don't, go ahead.
Police officers, some police officers are humans, okay? We
No
all
doubt.
humans too.
Right.
One of the things that I see different in some officers is we all grew up. Some of us grew up in the hood. Some of us didn't grow up in the hood,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Some of us know how to handle ourselves. Some of us don't know how to handle ourselves. You have people that are scared. You have officers that are scared.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a good thing. And I'll be frank about it.
Right. Thank you.
I've been in situations before I was a police officer that I had to take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
So being a police officer, it makes it, I shouldn't say easier, but I'm a little bit more aware. I've seen more different kinds of people, should I say.
Sure.
So training.
Thank you.
And you have to go through it. And then you have to pray that
Mhm.
when you're in a situation, that you will handle that situation the correct way.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
in trying to handle a situation the correct way, you have to be that bigger person being a police officer.
Thank you.
I have to look at every situation differently. Okay? I don't care what color you are, what race, male, female, what gender, it does not matter. I have to handle every situation differently. If I approach your car and you're an asshole, first thing I should do is try to make you stay in your vehicle
Hmm.
and call for
Right.
Do I know you're going to be an asshole when I first approach your car? No.
Right.
I want to try and de-escalate the situation, try to keep you as calm as possible, and try to stay calm as possible myself.
Right.
Is it always easy? No, it's not.
No doubt.
But that's what I want to do. I don't want to yell and scream at you
Hmm.
and get you more excited than what you already are.
Right.
Okay? Now, I don't know if you've been drinking. I don't know if you're on drugs.
Hmm.
I don't know if you have mental problems.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've had a bad day. I
Mhm.
don't know if I've had a bad day. But again, I'm a police officer. I'm supposed to be held at a higher standard.
Exactly.
So when I'm working and I pull you over, again, it's easy for me to come up to your car and say, "Hi, I'm Deputy Jackson, Golden County Sheriff's Office.
Hmm.
You were doing 75 and a 50.
Hmm.
The license, registration, and proof of insurance." If I'm talking to you like that, 9 times out of 10, I've had people respond to me, "I didn't know I was doing 75.
Right.
I thought I was doing 70.
Hmm.
I'll give you my license registration."
Hmm.
But if I come up to your car and I bang on you and say, "Give me your license registration," you're like, "What did I do?" And I was like, "I'm not going to tell you anything until
Yep.
you give it to me." Well, I'm being an asshole because I feel like being an asshole. That's just the way I feel.
Thank you.
Some officers don't feel. They feel like they're not going to talk to you until you give them their information.
Hmm.
Well, what if you don't have license? What if you don't have your registration and insurance? You're not going to just tell me right away all the time.
True.
So again, it's one, we're to de-escalate.
Right.
And then we are to understand and try to get through the situation because I want to make a home to my family just like you want to make a home.
Correct.
So that's why I talk about like the tinted windows is big. You
Yeah.
have tinted windows, let all your windows down.
Yeah.
If it's for you in the car, just keep your hands where people can see them.
Right.
I've walked up on cars, on white guys and black guys
Sure.
with guns in the car.
Hmm.
They have the gun on the door, and I go up, I talk to them, I'm looking inside the car, I see a gun, I say, "I'll be right back."
Hmm.
I go back to my car, I call back up, we approach the car together, we get you out of the car, and we get the gun.
Yeah.
So you got to be strategic in how you do things. Again,
You said something
train-
though, Kerry. What you said was basically you respectful when you approach a car. You show respect. You hope to get that reciprocated back to you, and I totally agree with that. Matter of fact, we had a Mr. Stephen Depew. He's an officer. Actually, he's a parent at St. Mary's, and we get a chance to talk a lot. He says, my rule of thumb, treat all with respect, no matter of race, much better outcomes. So
Yeah.
I agree with Steve. Steve's a great guy, man. He always talks about, we had these conversations. He talks about, when he encounters different situations. So now I agree with both of you gentlemen, man. And like I said, there's no perfect way to handle this, unfortunately. Too many times, tragedies happen no matter what you do, and that's why I say I wish sometimes things could be overhauled or, different rules go into effect and everybody's handled, whether it's the person on the citizen or the police cop. I wish things would be handled consistently on both sides of the table. So
I want to end this conversation because you're absolutely right, but it is not going to be consistent and it's not going to be fair. Do the right thing. Do the right thing.
and that's on both. That's what we're saying, the same thing, but that's on both ends of the table.
And I agree, but I'm speaking in behalf of my babies. Like
We got
Devin
that.
said.
Yep.
Devin says his babies, I want them to get
Mhm.
back home. And you're right. Let's live the day, another day, to tell a story, get our attorneys involved, Drew Rosenhaus, and sue
Right.
the snot out of them.
Right.
I agree, they wrong both parties. I just want us to try to do right because it ain't gonna be different. They're gonna treat it like crooks. Just to try
And,
to
that,
get
and,
right.
and that's not all. I want to
That's
say that
not
to
all.
Carrie
That
and
is
Steven
not
that's
all.
probably listening. That's
Not all.
That's not all. I've had my situations where I've gotten pulled over in a yellow ass bright Sunbird when I was driving my girlfriend's car back in the day, and he said, "Oh, this car, I think it's stolen." Come on, man. So I'm turned it red in the face, shorter. Wanted to fight me for no reason. But I've had situations where cops say, "Hey, man, you were speeding, but I'm gonna let you go." So, on both sides of the table, we got to figure it out, man. We got to figure it out. And Reg, I get your point, but we've got to figure this thing out. So,
Just comply.
Just
comply.
The best thing to do, you try as if I know I was speeding, just be respectful.
right,
You get through it a lot easier being respectful.
right,
People see YouTube videos all day of people, they crack their window just a little bit.
right,
I have to say, you just say what you want to say. I'm not talking to you. Don't even go through all of that.
Mhm.
Just if you wasn't doing anything, if you feel like you weren't doing anything, just tell the officer, I feel like I didn't do anything wrong, but here's my license, here's my registration, here's my insurance. Because the bottom line is, everything goes to court. I write you a ticket, you write that ticket in court. The judge, the magistrate, they're going to decide what you're going to do anyway. That officer, he just writes paper.
right,
All he's doing.
right,
So take that piece of paper. If you don't want it, take it to court.
right.
Because that's where everything is going to finalize anyway.
Yeah.
So I tell people all the time, don't fight it. Just if they're going to give you paper, give you paper. If you have a friend that's an officer, give your officer friend a call. Let him know what's going on.
Mhm.
Take the ticket to court, formal, informal, whichever you choose to do. And that judge is going to deal with it anyway.
Right. Hey, well, Kerry, man, look, your insight is invaluable, bro, and it ain't nothing but love. And you've been doing a great job, man, for years, and I want you to stay safe out there. And so,
Appreciate it.
we definitely want to have you back, man. And I know we had our days back from the Pontiac Northern, Pontiac Central days. I think you played quarterback, so we've had our encounters on the field. But hey, man, nothing but love, bro, and we appreciate having you.
All right, y'all take it easy now. I appreciate you all. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. I'm proud of you all.
One love,
Love you, bro.
one love.
Hey, Devin, you got to close out. I know you got to get out. You got anything to close out with for the parents?
I think my message has been fairly clear. Work hard, leave no stone unturned, and become a great mountain climber. I'm just telling you, you might not be an NFL player, you might not even go to D1 or whatever, but you'll have a much better life.
Right.
For sure.
Devin, appreciate you, man. Love you, man. I know I'll be seeing you soon, bro.
All right, bro. Thank you, big bro.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, gate drop. I mean, Devin brought a lot of insight and
doubt.
a lot of passion, man.
A lot of passion.
And just want to give our parents some more insight about the recruiting. That's how I want to get it from
Sure.
different places.
Yep.
I'm bringing Alan and True on next week so we can talk about stars and all that
Definitely.
stuff. But I need to give you all informed information about recruiting. There have been a couple visits that I just talked to a couple universities, won't say their names. And when you go to a recruiting visit, that's what it should state, recruiting visit.
Right.
Educate my young babies, my older babies about the recruiting piece, right? Devin made sense. Talking about, y'all say fake offer, I say potential offers. Because that potential offer bring attention to your recruiting. So make sure you're doing your due diligence. Make sure you're following up with these coaches. You got to visit these universities. And last piece about my recruiting, you need to get your mid-season highlight tape done by next week. It's a 4-game highlight tape. Make sure that get done because now universities are allowed to come and recruit now. Okay, so now that visit comes important. So you got to make sure that highlight tape, which is your resume, is prepared to get looked at. I'm creating profiles.
Right.
All your information, offers, baby mama's number, uncle number, whatever it takes to get in contact with you to put you in another situation to get recruited, I'm going to do that. Mid-season film need to be put together from your best play to your worst play.
Reg, let's talk. Let's go into your top 2027 players, man.
2027 players. You have that, Sante? I got
If you have it, if not,
No,
we
I
can,
got it.
we can go past that.
I need it.
I mean, because these are the babies now. These are the guys that they're sophomores now. You know, there's definitely a few out there, man, that's been putting in the work.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, and the number one top 27, and I watched this kid all summer do some outstanding things, man. Harper Woods, Dakota Grant, wide receiver, 6'1", about 180, special. And the blessing part about it is he got a foundation over there, Harper Woods,
Sure.
that is not going to allow his butt to be comfortable.
No doubt.
His mother don't play, his daddy don't play, and his second daddy is Coach Oldham, so he doesn't play. And this kid is a very good football player. They're trying to figure it out right now to win.
Playing quarterback
He's
right
playing
now.
quarterback right now. And he's the number one 2027 in the state of Michigan, on my opinion.
Okay.
Ricard Kitchen, O-line, D-line from Muskegon, stud muffin. Power 5 guy, Power 4 guy, excuse me. He's a good dude, very athletic and very tense. If you don't know anything about it, look at his film. He's really good. My number 3 is Holden Needham, tight end from Dexter. 6'6", 6'7", big lower body, great hands, great blocker, physical, and he's a really, really, really good player. And he already got a Power 4 offers. And then my number 4, probably one of the best athletes in this 2027 class, is Daryl Flemster out of Detroit King, man. Quarterback, kicker, punter, cheerleader, whatever it takes for him to do the job, he does that job. Flemster is a really, really good dude. Dad's a good dude, man. He's been around since I've been known since he's a baby. And he's really special and he's a very humble kid. He's doing whatever Coach TP over there at King allowed him to do. He's playing quarterback. So he's doing everything. And that's not my number 4 prospect. Number 5 is Anthony Cartwright from Detroit Country Day, tight end / DN. I don't know what he is, but I know he's a pretty good athlete.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's a 3-sport guy. He's a baseball and basketball, understanding that he's a very good baseball player. But
Exceptional.
I mean, exceptional. But I think he's exceptional. He can be a draft pick player at tight end or defensive end.
Definitely.
And I like him. The kid that number 6 is going to be Chad Willis from St. Mary's. I like his ball skills. He catches the ball. He dropped a couple at the game, but he's a baby. He just got to figure this out. But he has the potential to be a guy.
His
right?
brother was Mr. Basketball a couple years ago as well.
Oh, really? At St. Mary's?
No, at Detroit King.
Okay.
Brother's a phenomenal basketball player. Chad plays basketball as well. And, man, once he puts it all together, man, the ceiling is high for Chad.
No doubt. We talked about the quarterback from St. Mary's, and potentially he has the tools. He's not a little guy. He's 6'1", and he's about 190, and might be 6'2", baby.
Tough as nails.
Yeah, Javen Gonzalez over at St. Mary's, and he's a top 27 kid, number 7. But like Devin Gardner and Javen reminds me of one another. And the thing about Devin Gardner we spoke about, is that mindset to be that guy. Javen has that ability. I watched him perform like a first-round draft pick. He has not clicked yet. He's good enough. He's the top quarterback in the 2027. That's as my preseason rankings.
And all these guys are sophomores, so he's young.
Yeah.
You know, he's young, man. And you know, St. Mary's is young as a whole. And you know, the line play, they're playing better. So, look, man, I see nothing but high ceiling for Jabin moving forward, man. And by the time he becomes a senior, man, there's no telling what offers he's going to have. So
yeah, I mean, he got it. He just got to keep working.
Yep.
And Devin said it best: get your butt up at 5 o'clock in the morning and change your mindset. You has it.
well, and to his credit, Jabin works his ass off.
Oh, yeah.
I can say that because I know he works his ass off, and you know, I think, like I said again, he's an athlete too. You know what I mean? So he's still growing, man. I mean, he's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So
Don't get too big, though.
right, but you know, like I said, by the time he's a senior, man, he's going to have everybody calling for him. So
All right, my number 8, top 2027 is Braden Chafin from out of UOD, 6'6", 265 right now, tackle, athletic, moving, just trying to figure it out. Has all the ability. He texted me this morning talking about, Coach, you see my block downfield? Yeah, he blocked the guy down the field 30 yards. See, that's what we need, that attitude. Now, if he's being a sophomore coming from a freshman and he's doing that now, what is going to happen when he goes 6'7", 280 pounds?
Sure.
6'7", 295 pounds. It is the start. It's the mindset. Change your mindset if you want to be that guy, right? My number 9, 27, is probably one of the best athletes out there. And defensive back and
Receiver. Slot receiver.
slot. Potentially, he has all the tools. It's on him. Lorenzo Barber from St. Mary's, athletic. I met him when he's in 6th, 7th grade, and I thought he was one of the special kids I ever seen. But that comes with the mindset of being number one. We have to work towards that. He has all the tools.
No doubt about it.
All right. Number 10, I'll probably get some slack with it, but I watch him. Nobody's seen him. 6'1.5", 6'2", the fastest in the state of Michigan as a freshman, 400,
No doubt.
800. It's Wendell Childs at Clarkston, DB. It's going to be special. He played receiver. He's waiting his turn. Clarkson don't play sophomores over there, so he's waiting his turn. But this guy is going to be special.
Oh, no doubt.
And he already got the link, and he's bought into being a defensive back.
Yeah.
So
I want to chime in a little bit on Wendell because I know him from the track season competing with Mr. Over at Straight Smoking with Coach Derek over there. He has the potential, man, to be one of the top track guys in the country. You know, so at some point he's going to have to make that decision because honestly, with the times that he's running now, he could seriously contend to be in Olympic trials at some point if he keeps working. So I think at some point he's going to have to make the decision, Reg, because they're going to be calling for him, man, on that track side too. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
well, opportunity presents itself. You just got to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm speaking mindset, man. When you put that mind right, you can do any
Yeah.
damn thing.
Oh, no doubt.
I have 11, but it's going to be tied with 10.
Sure.
And man, this kid is named Bryce Backus from Caledonia, the quarterback, 6'3". He's on the other side of the country, but listen to me. Watch his film.
Right.
He's impressive and he's big.
You're a big boy.
Now, my rankings I have currently right now is 1 to 10 based on what I see off season and film. This can change. Predicated on you doing the extra work so I can see you. I have camps. I have a camp coming up December 27th, the top 250 camp, live streaming for the Division I coaches, Division II, NAIA, and I got everybody coming in in terms of writers, D-Zone, Michigan Exposure, 247, Rivals, On 3, Sam Webb is my guy. They're going to be there. Why are they going to be there? What's the purpose? They trying to identify the next Reggie Wins just like you are. So if I can get these guys, which the writers, the media, to validate you, Dakota, we have another 5-star in the state of Michigan.
No doubt.
So my goal is try to put many 5-stars out of the state of Michigan, 1. My goal is try to get many players in the NFL, 2. And my other goal is to get many kids in college as I possibly can. If you love this game, you got to get involved. You may not like Reggie Wins, but I don't care where you from or who you are. You're good, I'm going to tell somebody because that's what I have to do. That's what I got to do. That's what I built in, and that's what I'm doing. If you're not committed to being a football player, like Devin Gardner said, go play kickball.
And you got the opportunity to come compete against some of the best.
Absolutely.
They say iron sharpens iron, and your camp is top 250.
It's a big camp. I have a lot of players. So it's going to be O-line first,
Right.
big skill,
Right.
skill. We're going to go against the best. 28, 29. If I got a stud 29 and he can go,
Right.
guess what he's going to be at? The top 250.
Right.
So all I'm saying is if you want to get ranked, if you want to get noticed, send me that film. because I guarantee you can get paid.
How they sign up for the camp, Reg?
Well, you got to send me your film. If I have not invited you already, send me your film to get invited.
Okay.
And then I will send you the link as we go. I keep tabs of who's what because sometimes I send a link and send a passcode. And
Right.
JoJo from Tokyo I never heard of, and he signed up.
Right.
So I want to make sure that if you're going to be this guy, if you think you better than Dakota, you think you better than Brady Collins, show up.
Show up.
Show up like my grandpa. Show out, baby.
Right.
So I just want to make sure you understand that and get involved and get this top 250 cap.
Beautiful, man. Well, we've kind of went through the whole itinerary. Anything else? I know we kind of went the whole gamut. So anything else you want to add?
No, I just want to make sure that we are understanding this recruiting piece, and I'm just going to add to it and close it out. You guys need to be advocates for yourself. You guys need to contact people, coaches via social media. Put your mid-season up, pin your mid-season film on your social media. Tag every coach that you know on your film. When you send your film out, tag Rising Stars on there because I got 20-some thousand followers. I need 100, but I got 20-some thousand followers, and half of those coaches.
Right. Right.
They're going to look at my social media.
Right.
So I need you to get involved with your recruiting. Do not allow your parents to advocate for your recruiting process because your parents are not going to school. Do not allow your parents to advocate and facilitate your freaking social media. You must understand this game. And now, if your parents are doing that, you know what you're telling me? I'm content with being average.
Right.
I'm content with just going to school. Your daddy wanted more than you. If I talk to your father more than I talk to you, I get nervous.
Right. I agree with that.
Did you hear me, parents? When I talk to your parents more than I talk to you, I get nervous. So I need for you guys to take control of your recruiting, get involved, get your butt to some business game. Why do you get to visit? You got to go to games. You got to go to games so you can see who you're talking to. You got to get a social media. You got to get a Twitter account so you can send your email or your highlight tape or your resume to that coach.
Right.
Start doing your own work. And my grandma said, get off your ass, baby, and make it happen.
It's a job. It's a job. Getting recruiting is a job. And you, like you said, you want to put your resume together. You want to network. You want to shop yourself. You want to put your best foot forward. So, and sometimes you only get one time. First impression means everything. So you got to put your best foot forward.
No doubt, man. And I'm for all you guys out there, man. I'm proud of you guys, man. You're doing your work. I forgot my baby over there, UOD, played his first sophomore, played high school varsity football over there. Malcolm Ross over there doing a damn good job, man. Shake played quarterback this past weekend from West Bloomfield. I got one name I want to say, and I'm going to add to every week. And then this is called my under radar guys who don't have that multi-division one player offers, don't have what Devin called potential offers. But Samson Gash, man, he's playing his butt off at CC. He playing his butt off in CC. So he's the next coming. We looking for some more Power 4 guys. He's putting that work in. His dad is ex-NFL player.
Correct.
The older brother played at Michigan. Has a younger brother over there that's just taller and just as good. I want to say this. If you want to be that guy, get out to do camps.
No doubt.
Do not allow anyone to determine where you go. That's your choice. But if you don't get out, you won't get nothing, especially when you're good, man.
No doubt.
So I'm proud to say, hey, I'm proud of you guys going in the 4th week. Don't forget Monday the 22nd or Sunday 22nd. I need to make sure all your highlight tapes going out. Make sure you tag me on it so that we can get you to that next level.
And another thing, we can't be everywhere, all the time. So if you have a player that you think that deserves to get that attention on the podcast, hey, send us the highlights. You can inbox Reg, you can inbox myself. And like I said, we can't see everybody. So if you're not coming to the camps, if you're not sending in film, sometimes we won't know. If you're up in Hale, Michigan, we probably not going to see you. So send in your film, send in your clips.
I agree.
know,
and
send
just
it
to
in.
add to Derek, what he said, I literally go through probably every high school film and check them out, and I reach out. I shoot them on some DMs on social media. If you want it, I'm here to give it to you. You don't, okay? I'm gonna just keep reaching out
Right.
and get going, get involved. 7-on-7 league is coming up too. January 25th to February 15th. The league, I'm taking 36 teams this year. 15 players per team. Awards. Get involved. I'm going to record every game. I'm going to have coaches there. I'm a live streaming. I got this little live stream connection now. We're going to live streaming it so we can get some coaches to see what you're capable of doing, what you're doing. I want the coaches to monitor you every day if you're playing football with me. So I got to give them information as far as the visibility of what you can do and what you can't do. So this is a big week.
Yep.
This is a big week. It's the 4th week. Let's go get recruited. Start DMing coaches. Make sure your film is tight before you submit it. Because if you submit some bull, you submit a resume with some jelly on it, you're not going to get the job.
Right.
So make sure that resume and the highlight tape film is in order, okay?
Reg, if you don't mind, I need your help.
Yeah.
I had a little situation Friday at the St. Mary's game. And, in the past, we've talked about parents, man. And, sometimes we can get a little beside ourselves. Well, I have a situation where I've had a parent go back to like 12 years ago, man. And particular individual had a son. And actually, he used to bring his son to our facility.
That's correct.
Playmakers back in the day. And he got on me about, I was covering KJ Hamler, who we both very familiar with. And the reason why I'm going to bring this up is for two reasons. The role that we play, and we play, with kids, and you talk about recruiting and exposure and things like that, and how sometimes it can be hard. I was told that I was being unfair because it seemed like all I talked about was KJ during his time at St. Mary's. And I was the only one he talked about. Well, that's not true, number one. Number two, this particular gentleman's son is a great kid, has two great kids. Dad can be a little, irate and a little beside himself. And, at that particular time when he came on me about that, I had to kind of control my emotions, because, here it is, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and promoting kids and whatnot. And he complained. And we almost came to blows. And unfortunately, 12 years later, this past Friday, I see this particular gentleman. I see him. And I didn't even think about what happened. I forgot about it, what happened at that time. And, you see a familiar face. You went up to him. Hey, man, how you doing? You all right, bro? Put my hand up. And he just immediately went into me, man, hey, I never care for you, like you, whatever. And it almost went into a particular situation. So for those St. Mary's parents that had to see me in that particular incident, I want to apologize first and foremost. This gentleman really took me off my square. And Reg, it's hard. It's hard, bro.
I'm gonna add, and that goes back to parents being advocate for their son in the wrong way. I had a couple parents that Rising Stars ranked one kid higher than the other, predicated on film.
Sure.
And parents stopped speaking to me. She never called me back. She never talked to me. But her son was my baby, and I'd help do probably 80% of his recruiting. And I didn't ask for anything, but I knew the kid was a phenomenal kid. And it hurt my soul because I did a lot of work. But they get opinion or get offended because you put somebody else based on opinion of multi people on your program. And it's okay, because what if your son don't get drafted first pick overall? You're going to cuss out Detroit Lions because they didn't like your son?
Point.
Coaches, recruiters, writers, it's all based on opinion of what they see and what they do. Now, he's not the only one. I had some another party. Son played for me. No offers when he started with me. 0. Now he probably had about 40 top country in the country. Multi-offer Power 5 was my baby. And daddy got offended because I ranked another kid over him. So what do that mean? If I rank somebody over someone,
It's your opinion.
It's my opinion predicated on what I see on film.
Right.
Now, you have to understand this. When I rank people high and I send it to Coach Harbaugh, and his film better be jumping up that chart. Because Coach Harbaugh like, wait. You put this guy in front of this guy?
Correct.
I don't see the film.
Correct.
So my name is everything to me.
No doubt.
When I call a coach, it's validated. It's validated. So what I'm saying to you is it's okay for somebody to say that your son not better than Johnny Gill. It's okay. It's really okay.
My.
You know what I mean? So as a parent, stop being a parent, start being a coach, and start teaching your baby how to fight for what he wants. I mean, 247 guys and the rivals, I talk to them guys, he getting called because his son has a 1-star and this guy has a 3-star. He's not better than my son. Who say so?
That's opinion.
It's opinion.
This
And
is
you're not
opinion,
in the position
Right.
to dictate that.
No doubt.
Now, how you get them guys? If you're a 1-star, you a priority free agent for NFL, and you go to the Hall of Fame,
There you go.
kiss my grits.
Hey, and I think KJ happened to be what? Playing in the league, right?
Yeah.
For the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo
correct?
Bills.
One of Penn State's greatest. So it's not, for me, Greg, it's not personal.
No.
It's not, and to hold a grudge 12 years later. 12
Yeah.
years later. This makes the second time. There won't be a 3.
Well,
There won't be a number 3.
well, there's no
So
need.
that's just a little message out there.
As a family, don't take it personal.
Right.
Call Coach Huff over there. Get some more work in,
Mm-hmm.
more push-ups. Call Stan Edwards. Get
Mm-hmm.
on that track and run the 400.
Call Coach Atlas, Derek Atlas, straight
Yeah.
smoking.
So whatever it takes for you to get to that next level, let's go.
Let's go.
I know we over our time,
Yeah,
man.
we
but-
definitely over our time. But look, this was good.
Yeah.
We had to get these things out. Tyreek Hill, that was great information. Red, you advocated for that, man. Kudos to you. You know, because like I said, you work with these kids on a daily basis, man, and I know where your heart is. You know, so kudos to you for wanting to talk about that tonight. I know it can be a touchy, you know, on all ends because we all have I've had our encounters, you know, with policing. And we, you know, again, everyone is not bad. I mean, I know some great officers, man, and I'm just really talking about the bad apple. So, again, Davin Gardner came on the show, man. Love Dev, man.
Bang, bang.
Man, and he's doing great things. So, great show as always. I know next week is going to be a whole new week, man. Got a lot of games we're going to cover, and we're going to see who that next guest is.
Yeah, we do. I'd be in Atlanta, Georgia, but I do it from there.
Okay, let's do it.
So, but I think we thank you guys out there,
Yeah.
man, and I'm gonna let Derek close it out.
Yes, sir.
And we thank you, Sante.
Yes, sir. So again, hey, thank you viewers for checking us out. Hey, we getting bigger and better. And again, if you have a young man that's playing football and we haven't talked about him or you think he deserves to be talked about, send in his film. Contact us. Our information is out there. Reggie's website, emails. You can inbox us on the show. Get it out there. That's your job. Get it out there. So, as always, thank you for watching. We'll be back same time, same place, 6:30 Sunday night. We look forward to seeing you guys. Peace, love, happiness.
And chicken and shrimp.
Peace.